Hello guys, this is Krishna. Thank you for joining me today. What I'm going to show you in this video is how you can install WordPress on CloudWays. So you have a couple ways you have basically two ways to do that. The first way will be when you create your server, it actually asks you to also create an application. And at that point, you can actually decide to create your WordPress application with the server. The second way to do that would be when the server is already created and you want to add an additional application to that server. So we're going to see both ways today. So I'm going to go ahead, launch the server now. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to click over here. And by the way, if you want to follow along with what I'm doing here, you should see in the description there will be a link. This is a referral link for you to follow along with me. It's going to give you a free trial, but as well over here, if you want to get this promo code, it's going to allow you to get 10% off for the first 3 months. If you already have your account created, you can just follow along with me. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in here. And the first thing that is asking me is we're actually creating the server right now, but the first thing that is asking me is to select what kind of application that I want. And for what we want to do here, what we're going to be creating is going to be a WordPress application, right? So with the few options that we have here, we have version 5.8 multi-site and clean. So the version 5.8 is going to come with some plugins that CloudWays think is going to help you as far as optimization, speed, and all that. So most of the time, I just like it to be really clean. So I usually don't select the version 5.8. I go with the clean one. So that's what I'm gonna select. And over here, it's about to create the WordPress application. I just need to provide over here now the name of the application that I want. Let me go with my store. That's basically a name that I like to use. And over here is asking you the name of the server as well that we want to create. For this one, I'm going to go with DigitalOcean. So usually I'm just going to name it DigitalOcean. And I might provide basically the type of ramp just for me to know, and maybe as well just the location as well, just like that. Okay, in this over here, we're gonna select the kind of project that we want to associate this application and the server with, and usually we will do that early over here. If you don't see that, don't worry, you can always do that later on. And over here, this is where we're gonna create the server. We're gonna select the server. So I did mention here that I wanted to go with DigitalOcean. So this is what I have, and DigitalOcean over here is letting me select the server size. And when you look at the server size, you're gonna see that it's providing information about the total RAM that the server is gonna have, the total disk space, the bandwidth, and the number of core. Okay. And you're gonna see as well, just pay attention especially for DigitalOcean, but some of them, I mean, pretty much for most of the server over here for CloudWays, they have different type of server. They have some server that are better optimized, that are faster, that have a little bit better memory. It depends on the provider. Over here for DigitalOcean, they have something that they call premium, right? So it lets you know over here you have a premium server is with faster cost. So if it's gonna be faster for you, it's really up to you to really test it out. And you see over here you're being billed per hour, and it's not really that much. You can always create those apps with your application, test it out if you notice any difference, and decide to go with the one that really works for you. In my case, I haven't really noticed a lot of big difference, so I just go with the one that's just normal over here. That's not premium. So over here for location, I'm just gonna go with New York. You will select the one that's closer to your client. So maybe if it's a local business, maybe closer to you, and your clients as well. And over here is letting me know this is what it's gonna cost hourly, and what it's going to cost at the end of the month, right? And over here, every time that I change this, it's letting me know as well. Okay, so one thing that you're gonna see here is gonna let you know for most of the production websites, it's recommending at least 2 gigabytes of RAM. Usually 4 gigabytes. If you have a lot of websites, you usually recommend it 4 gigabyte 2 core. Usually that's what I found. Even 2 gigabyte is fine, but if you have a lot of websites, you're gonna notice that some of your websites are really slow, especially if you have WordPress and you adding plugins, you need to configure those plugins. It's gonna start to really feel slow. So usually the 4 gigabyte 2 core, usually that tends to be okay. So let's go with that option. I'm just gonna launch it now, and it's gonna take a little while over here to create. So I'm gonna be back when this is complete. Hello guys, so we're back. We just finished creating the server, and if we look over here, we have a couple ways to access our application. You're gonna see over here, it lets you know that there is one application here. This is assigned to one project, and right now there is no additional members that are assigned to this server over here. I can click here and go to that application, and over here this is the application basically that is ready. I can just come up here, launch it. Actually, so this over here is letting me know if I want to log in. If I just want to see the website, I just need to click over here, and this is the website pretty much ready to go. If I come up here with the details that we have here, and what is really nice is you just need to click over here, and I'm just gonna bring that here. Need to copy this. I just need to come up here, log in, and now I have access to the dashboard, right? And I can go back here. It brings me to the same place over here, but now I'm logged in. If I refresh this, I'm logged in, right? So we're gonna dive. There will be some additional videos where I'm gonna walk you through all the different options that we have over here, but basically this is how you're gonna create. When you create your server, it comes as well with an application. A server should always have at least one application. So like I mentioned, you can access the application from here, or you can come up here to the tab over here for application. You can see all the applications here. It basically brings you to the same place, right? Another way you could do that is just to click over here. It's just gonna show you the application, and this one over here, launch, basically show you the application over here. So that is if you when you start, you're creating a server and you need to create an application with it. The other way to add WordPress on CloudWays is the server is already created, and now you want to add an additional application to that specific server. So if I come up here, I click on the server, you're gonna see if I go to monitoring over here, it's gonna load some of the stats, but basically it's letting me know the disk space that I have already used over here. So I have already used about 7 gigabytes out of 50, right? And over here for the RAM, I'm sitting at about 500 out of 2 gigabytes. And for the CPU right now, basically as everything is running, I'm about 30%. So it seems like I still have few resources here that I could use for another application. If everything is over here around 80% and you see it start to be yellowish, yeah, at that point it's probably best to create another server and add your application to it. So the way I add an additional application to a server, there is a couple ways to do that. When I'm in the server over here, I can just come up here, and you're gonna see over here it says add app, right? The other way would be to just come up here to application and click here add application, and it basically walk you through. Select, if you had several servers here, it was gonna let you know which server you basically want to select to add that application. So let's do it with you know what, let's go with this option over here. So we are in the server. I'm just gonna click over here, add application, right? And basically over here is let me know what kind of application I want to add. Let's go with the clean one, and I'm gonna say second store. That will be the name of my second application, right? And from here I'll just say add application. It's gonna go ahead and start creating that. You see over here it's gonna take about 2 minutes. Let me pause that and let me come back when it's completed. Hello guys, so we're back. The second application has been installed, and you're gonna see here I still have the server, but now over here you're gonna see that I have 2 applications, right? 2 applications. I can just click over here. It's gonna bring me to that second application. I can also just have a look at it. Okay, maybe you like, you know what, maybe it's the same app. What I'm gonna do, let me make some changes really quickly over here, and you're gonna see that it's actually 2 applications that we have over here that are different. I'm just gonna add this really quickly, and let me go and try to add an app, another theme. Yeah, let me go with this one. So if I go to this, okay, so this is the second store, and the other one will be, so if I close all those the 2 ones that I have here, let me go back here. I have the first application that I had. I'm just gonna click there. You're gonna see this one is green, and let me go to the second application and just click over here, and this is the second application over here. So real simple. Those 2 applications are already up and running, which is great, and we can go around and customize it the way we want. The last thing that I just want to mention, that every time that you're adding an application, it's using resources. So I'm just gonna come up here to monitoring, and I'm just gonna make sure. So I believe over here we're about 400 something. It went, I think he added about 100 megabyte. I can't remember the CPU usage that we had before. I think it was at 30%, but sometimes it does vary. So right now we're sitting at 70% for both applications, which is good. And over here the disk usage, we're about 7-8 gigabyte out of 50. We still have quite a lot of resources there, and it's letting us that right now, as far as this month is going, we used about 49 megabytes for bandwidth, and bandwidth will be data that your server is either sending or receiving, and it could be, you know, part of the plugins, or people visiting your website is going to be part of that. So so yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you, so you could create a WordPress application on CloudWays. You have a couple ways to do that. Just to summarize, you can have it when you create a server, or you can definitely add it later on, and it's going to be ready to go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me below, but this is how you add a WordPress application on CloudWays. Thank you.